So I've been seeing a problem plague a bunch of Skool About pages, and that is that they are selling courses, live calls, and community. So you might be wondering, how this is the whole point of Skool is to sell these things. What do you mean that it's a problem? Let me explain. Now, the hard truth here is that inherently nobody really wakes up one day and thinks that they want courses and calls and community just for the sake of those things. They really want the outcome that those things lead to. People wake up and think, I want to get in shape, and they want to grow their business. There's all these desires that people have, and they find courses and live calls and community as a means of accomplishing those goals. And so the big kind of issue here that I've been seeing is that people are just selling the kind of facts that their community has a community tab and a classroom and a calendar, but not being very specific about what those things actually lead to on the About page. So what I want to do in this video is highlight two things that you can do on your About page instead of just highlighting your courses and live calls to increase your About page conversion and be more direct about what your community is for. So the first thing is make what's inside your community feel like a cheat code to get your actual desired outcome. So let me give you a quick example. This is a SAT prep community, right? SAT prep is a very big industry. There's tons of different tutors, tons of different programs and resources out there that you can use to get better at your SAT score. And if we go down here to the description, inside you'll unlock, and he does not say courses, live calls, community. Instead, he gets hyper specific about what exactly is in this community and how it's going to help you get better at your SAT score. So let's read this now. Inside, you'll unlock a mathematically optimized framework for mastering SAT grammar, derived from a probabilistic analysis of College Board answer patterns, enabling near instant recognition of the correct choice with theoretically perfect accuracy, right? So he's showing you what you're going to get is a framework for mastering SAT grammar. How he derived it, he's using the kind of authority of the College Board to show that he analyzed the actual College Board to help create this theory. And then what it gives you is enabling near instant recognition of the correct choice. So just by reading this one bullet point and seeing that's a free group, it kind of seems like a no-brainer. Like it seems like a cheat code to get a better SAT score. I want to figure out what this theory is, right? If you just had a bullet point there that said, I have a course that helps you get a better SAT score, it wouldn't kind of inspire me as much as this bullet point does to get me interested to see what that theory is. He also says, precise method to solve nearly every equation-based SAT math problem instantly, using advanced Desmos graphing techniques that most students don't even know exist. Again, it creates curiosity and it ties it back to the outcome. A lot of people struggle with SAT math, so he's showing you here is kind of a framework you can use to approach all of them. Again, he never says, join my course, join my calendar. He's just telling you the outcome that you're going to achieve. And inside, I'm sure he uses those things, the classroom, the calendar, as a means of teaching the outcome, but he doesn't get bogged down on that on the About page. Here's another quick example, Maker School. He's one of the GOATs on Skool, one of our highest earners. And if you look down here on his About page, again, he's not just purely saying we have courses and live calls. Instead, he says, 3 underground lead gen methods to find and close high ticket clients fast. This is actually a really effective format where you say what's inside and how that's going to help you. If he just said 3 lead gen methods, kind of boring, wouldn't really seem like a lot. But he's saying 3 underground lead gen methods, and what are they going to help me do? Find and close high ticket clients fast. That's what people in this community want to do, and that's what this is going to help them do. His stack, right? Showing the proposals, scripts, and assets that he used to do $160K a month across 2 agencies. So he's using his proof and telling you that inside this community, you will have access to the thing that I use that already worked for me, and you're going to get it for only $184 per month. So again, all of these things kind of inspire the person to think that, getting this community and joining this community is almost like a cheat code in achieving the outcome that I'm trying to achieve. So ask yourself that. Read your About page and think to yourself, would someone feel really compelled to join after reading this? Would it seem almost like an unfair advantage to join this community to, achieve the outcome that you're teaching? Now, the second thing you can do to make your About page conversion higher and kind of spice it up a bit more is add a unique angle. Again, a lot of different communities are teaching things in a very similar category: how to get in shape, how to grow your business, how to, have a better relationship. What makes your community different from one of those? And there's kind of 3 things that I found are usually the things that you can do to make yours different? Is it your approach? Is it your timing? Or is it your branding? There's probably more, but those are kind of the main ones that I found. And I want to give you an example of each. So first, let's look at the layers method. This is a community that's won the Skool games a few times, very successful community. Learn Spanish with the layers method. And so what it does is to distinguish itself from the thousands of other resources out there to help people learn Spanish is he kind of calls out the struggles that a lot of people have faced by learning these Spanish courses in the past. So the reason it's been taking you years is because most of what they're teaching you is irrelevant for normal daily life. There's over 90,000 words in Spanish, but 80% of what we do is just the same 300 words over and over again. So he has this unique insight and he says, hey, you've been learning Spanish the wrong way this whole time. It's not you that's broken, it's the system. And my system is new and my system is effective. And that's kind of his whole approach here is I'm going to teach you Spanish with a new method. And that's why this community is resonating so well with people and earning great money on Skool. So really think to yourself, do you have some kind of unique method or strategy that you're using to teach something that may be more common? Now, next, let's look at branding. This is one of my favorite communities on all of Skool, Gamify SAT. So this helps people learn SAT prep, but through Minecraft branding. Now, you might think that's kind of random. The reason why this works so well is that the creator of this community understands that people that are going through the SAT and learning the SAT right now are people, in the age range of, I think, probably 15 to 18. And what else those people love to do? Play Minecraft, right? So if you can distinguish yourself through branding of the community, that this is different than your kind of like standard SAT prep tutor or standard SAT prep course, it makes it more fun. And it also increases trust because it shows that the person who's running this community is also kind of similar to the, archetype of the person that wants to get better at their SAT. So we talked about the approach. You can have a unique approach. You can have unique branding. And you can also have unique timing. Now, what do I mean by this? So this is the Vibe Coding Academy. Teaches people how to kind of vibe code apps, right? And what this guy did was he looked at the landscape of Skool communities, saw there were some other vibe coding communities, and saw they all had a roadmap of helping people launch their app in 30, 60, 90 days. And so he came in with his own unique approach, his own course, his own community. And his promise is that in the first 21 days, you'll find a great app idea, build it with Claude Code, put it live, and master Claude Bot. So he's making that promise. In just 3 weeks, you're going to achieve this outcome. So if you have some kind of new strategy where you're confident to be able to deliver that outcome to people in a shorter amount of time, that can also differentiate yourself. The final question that you should ask yourself if you have a paid community is look at your VSL, look at your About page, look at your description, and think to yourself, would somebody feel so motivated after reading this description and watching my video that they're going to pull out their credit card, type in all of the numbers, and join my community? They have to have so much conviction that seems like the obvious next step to do so. And if the answer is maybe, consider adding some of these elements until the answer is definitely.